Nice to meet you.
There's the color. I love this. It feels like the kind of club that I would have been a part of in school.
You can very much be a part of us, Zoe. I am a huge fan. I love you. And Marco, this film, incredible. Thank you so much for your time today.
Thank you so much. It means a lot. We love your title, Nerds of Color. I really like it.
Thank you. You both are more than welcome to come join us over here. We're so excited to be talking with you. And Zoe, I want to start with you. Can you tell me a little bit about getting in the right mindset and headspace for this role? And if you walked away with anything, either personally or professionally?
Putting myself in that mindset. First, it was just extensive conversations with Marco and Rick Raposa, who's his writing partner, so that I can understand what his angle was and what he wanted to accomplish. Directors are the North Star of a project, and if their vision is super solid, then all we have to do is be sort of moldable. Like, as long as we're able to mold like clay, then we're fine. The other piece was trying, remembering stories of immigration that I grew up always listening to my whole life. So, starting with my grandmother's story, arrived here in 1961, fleeing a country run by a dictator for 30-something years. So my grandmother was 25 in 1961, and she was born under this dictatorship, and she never knew freedom until she arrived to New York, and she saw the Statue of Liberty. So we were born as a product of this sacrifice that she made, that she was so happy and just grateful that she had done it. My sisters and I, we were positive recipients of that. So, and then it was trying to sort of find the humanity of Esmeralda. I didn't want to just focus on like, oh, she's fleeing because of this, or she's wanting to cross because of this. I didn't want to, that was clear. These were adversities that she was battling in her life that were threatening her life. And she did what anybody would do in her situation. They would seek safe harbor. What I wanted to focus on was how decent of a human being she was, that if a child was thirsty, she gave her water. If a mother would tell her, take care of my daughter, she kept her word. If a man offered her to participate and be complicit in an illegal activity, that her stance was to not participate, even though she was being forced to do it. So everything about Esmeralda felt to me like, well, this is the kind of woman that I was raised to be, so she would be nothing but an asset to any nation that she just decides to enter. And why can't she be provided safe harbor? Why can't she be heard? Why can't she be seen? So I wanted to focus on that. And the takeaway that I want is for people to try to practice the same, not of what I did, but just to remind yourself that yes, though the conversation around immigration is complex and you may have a very specific stance on it, let's not forget that it is about humanity. It's about people, mothers and children and grandfathers and sons, decent people, primarily, that are trying to be seen and heard.
Insanely beautiful, powerful answer. I was tearing up. Amazing. And Marco, before we wrap, I want to ask you, obviously, this is your feature film debut as writer and director. Can you tell me what part of the process of the movie making process was the most fascinating for you to dive into? Because you did such an incredible job with this film.
So much appreciated. For me, it was about, I really love to be in set, and I love to create my own world, and I surround myself with people that are much better than me, and I'm really going to listen everybody and keep try to find this purity, this true. I always talk about the character ever, and I think the film I won through, and the idea, my job was to find that true of this film.
Amazing, amazing jobs, both of you. And thank you so much again for your time. It was such a pleasure speaking with you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you
again. And that was Sophia
Thank you.
from Nerds of Color.
Nerds of Color. Thank you both.
We love it.
Comments in the lectures, fanboys, professional artists, and professors. Maybe a nerd who's just like you, talking about the things that you like too. So I invite you to the NOC. In full color, you see me. The hard knock life, comics, movies, and TV. Yeah, pop culture with a different perspective. Watch it on your screen, hit play.